What did you say, Greg?
Huh?
Huh?
Rosanna,
Can you repeat that again?
we both have hearing that's on the decline.
Yeah, part of it is because we have an IFB in our ear every morning, and we have producers who just do not stop talking. I think they like to hear themselves.
Talking or yelling half the time.
Depending on who it is, right?
I turn the volume down half the time. No offense. All right, Dr. Sapna Parikh, though, is outside our studios with a mobile hearing unit truck, basically. You can get your hearing checked.
Can we get our hearing check too, Sap?
Yes, you guys can come down anytime. Anyone can come on down. We're going to be here till 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's completely free. It's quick. This is a mobile hearing test unit by the Center for Hearing and Communication. First, though, I want to tell you about this issue here in the city. Parents may not know this. City schools have actually stopped testing kids for hearing problems. Here's a look at why they stopped and why this giant bus is making its way around town. This mobile unit travels to preschools in all 5 boroughs.
Hi, come on in.
It's part of a campaign called Project PATH, which stands for Preschool Access to Hearing. Over 14,000 preschool kids have been tested over the last 4 years. What was the noise that you heard? On average, Executive Director Lori Hannon says more than 20% of the kids fail the test.
Most of the children that are failing the screening have middle ear problems, so infections in the middle ear that may cause fluid. Other children can just be born with a mild hearing loss that might not get picked up otherwise.
Since 2000, the state of New York requires that all newborn babies be screened for hearing problems. But this past fall, the city stopped screening students in elementary schools.
It's important to screen kids early because speech and language development, especially in these early years, is really dependent on good hearing.
According to the City Health Department, the decision to stop screening was based on recommendations by the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, the same government-appointed panel that recently issued controversial guidelines for mammogram screenings. The panel says that for children over 3 years old who do not have symptoms of hearing loss, routine screening is not recommended because there are no high-quality research trials demonstrating that hearing screening in this age group leads to better functional or educational outcomes.
It is true that only about 2% of children in school will have a permanent hearing loss that might be undiagnosed. But 2% in New York City is a lot when you think that there are 1 million children in school. And if your child falls into one of those 2%, I think it's really important to you.
So for now, elementary school students will not be tested for hearing problems in school. Now, coming up in the next hour, we're going to talk about adults, one of the most common problems of hearing loss, one of the most common causes of hearing loss in adults. We're also going to talk about that ringing in the ears. It's a problem that affects a lot of people. But for now, you can come on down, get your hearing screened for free all day till 1 o'clock. We're inside this mobile unit right now. I'm here with Lori Hannon, the executive director. Really quick, you already found one person who had hearing loss.
A 57-year-old man came on the vans, failed his hearing screening, and is going to go get a hearing test.
And he was 57 years old, only 57 years old. You can come down. We're going to be here right outside our studios on 67th Street between 2nd Avenue and 3rd Avenue until 1 o'clock. Rosanna, Greg, you guys, are you coming down?
Yeah, we're going to come down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? It's free, right?
It is completely free, and it takes, a couple minutes.
I'm sure there are snacks, right? Something in...
There are no snacks. There are no donuts. This is not like a blood drive.
He's out then.
Take like the blood bank. They do the same thing. All right. Thank you, doctor.
Yep.
All right, Mike Woods, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. I can, and you know what? We have a little something to talk about here. Not much, though.
This is a loud city. Dr. Sapna Parikh to the rescue. She's with the folks who test your hearing, but they do it in a truck.
Oh, okay. Hi, Sup.
Hey guys, good morning. Yes, this truck goes all around town. It's a mobile hearing test unit. And this morning, it's parked right outside our studios on 67th Street. Anyone can get their hearing tested for free. We are inside this truck right now. A couple of our viewers are here waiting to get tested. This is Gina. You're about to get tested, right? What made you want to get your hearing tested?
Well, as I said, I work for NYPD, and I'm a dispatcher, so my hearing is very important.
Very important for all of us. This is Adina. You just had your hearing checked. How'd it go? Thumbs up? Thumbs down?
Halfway there. Halfway there.
Did they find a little bit of a problem?
Yes, they do. More in the left than the right, but there is a problem, so I'm supposed to continue with the test.
For more evaluation. And, a lot of people are often embarrassed to get checked, but, the hearing aids today are much better than ever before. It can barely be seen, but it's better to get checked out and know. So I'm glad you guys came out to get checked. I'm going to sneak in here. Inside every one of these mobile units, there is one a soundproof audio booth where you can get tested. I'm in here with Vito Ardito, the audiologist in here. It's an awesome name. I love it. Vito Ardito. Can you tell us what is the most common cause of hearing loss for adults?
Noise is really becoming the big issue these days. I mean, we're getting to be a noisier and noisier society, even though there's all this talk about the green planet. Noise is a big issue, and we're seeing more and more hearing loss among adults.
What about the, we hear about, you know, the iPods, the MP3 players, those earbuds. Is it true? Is it really causing a problem?
Yeah, again, we're seeing a lot more hearing loss among younger and younger people. Now, teenagers and people in their early 20s are getting nerve damage hearing loss from noise, whereas we wouldn't have expected to see that a few years back.
Wow, so you really are seeing that as a problem. What about the hearing, the ringing in the ears that a lot of people have? There's a condition called tinnitus where you have that prolonged ringing in the ears. A lot of people get it after just the temporary, after going to a rock concert. Have you seen that to be a big problem, and what do you tell people?
Well, we see that's symptomatic of excessive noise levels, among other things. But we have at our center, the Center for Hearing and Communication, we have a tinnitus center which can evaluate people to see what can be done about this tinnitus. And many things can be done. There's a lot of innovations going on recently, treatments, and we combine sound therapy with counseling therapy, and it's making a big impact.
And that ringing can actually be one of the early signs of hearing loss and hearing damage. Once you lose your hearing, once you damage those hair cells in your ear, it's permanent. But better to get it checked out sooner than later, and you can come down here and do it for free. The testing is quick, right?
Only about a minute or two.
Okay, and it's the same sort of old school way. The headphones, put your hand up, raise your hand when you hear it. This truck is going to be here all morning long until 1 o'clock this afternoon, right outside our studios on 67th Street between 2nd Avenue and 3rd Avenue. Rosanna and Greg, you guys are coming down here soon, I think, right?
We both know where we can't hear anything
Well,
already.
hard of hearing. Part of it is due to the IFB, but also when I was a kid, I had a really bad ear infection and lost hearing in my ear for like a month, and they said that, you know, I probably would have long-term damage.
Well, before the Walkman, iPod, there was the Walkman.
Right.
I did damage with that.
Right.
And then I hung around airplane engines for about a decade.
That'll do it.
So anyway, what are you going to do?
All right.
I guess a hearing aid someday.
You know, I hear what I want to hear, and I think that's good enough.
And there's a lot we don't want to hear.
Exactly.
But we want to hear this. Mike Woods, his forecast right now. Hey, Mike.
That's right, because we got some good news out there coming up for us, at least eventually. Right now, still a little murky outside. We got a clipper. There it is, rolling by to the south of us, but weakening at the same time. Notice that area of low pressure kind of disappearing on us. But it's still enough to bring us a few quick flurries. So check out Fox 5 Sky Guardian and